on this edition of Lifeguard.
The lifeguard dispatch, we have 3 guards hooked up for 4 or 5 shoots.
Guys, let's go! Get out!
All of us were in the water taking 8 waves on the head.
And
Guardian 1 on scene. It's going to be a C-spot in the water.
Forearm to the bone, kind of filleted open.
plus,
This is a fisherman who got the pylon. Yeah, fish scraped up.
I tried to get him away from the pier, take him as far in as I could. He was just in a bad situation.
the lifeguards of Southern California protect over 400 miles of coastline,
It's just really us versus nature.
Get out!
and nothing impacts their day like the weather.
As lifeguards, the weather dictates the type of day that you're going to have.
Shark sighting, clear the water. I need medics to ski beach dock and other units.
On these beaches, lifeguards are the first responders.
1, 2, 3, 4. When you get this many people coming to the beach, things are going to happen.
Hey, you all right, buddy? You there?
They are there to save you.
He told me to grab the buoy. He was literally right there.
They are there to lifeguard. This is La Jolla, California. Located 12 miles north of downtown San Diego, La Jolla boasts an average summertime air temperature of 76 degrees. Warm temperatures and mild winds make La Jolla one of the most popular tourist destinations in Southern California.
La Jolla in general is just such a unique area. We have cliffs, we have reefs, we have rocks. We're in a giant marine reserve, leopard sharks, sea lions, seals, whales. Just all of that together just make this the perfect place to come on vacation, but it also makes it an excellent place to lifeguard because each one of those activities and each one of those unique areas here at the beach also gives a different challenge for lifeguarding.
In the heart of this community is La Jolla Cove. This little gem is equally popular with both locals and tourists.
La Jolla Cove's famous. It's inside the reserve, so it's usually really docile and really benign in there. It's really quiet. It's pretty renowned for the fish and your ability to snorkel out there and see. And that's the beauty of it. People that don't swim very well can still go out there and swim around and have a good time.
It's a hot day, and the crowds have come for a relaxing afternoon at the beach. But Mother Nature has other plans.
There's a big south swell that's coming up from Mexico, and there's also a northwest wind swell bump, which creates a pretty good and dynamic swell within the cove. The south swell is going to come up and wrap into the cove, but then we get the northwest wind swell that's going to come in and put a different lump into the surf, which creates another challenging aspect, making the rescues and also observing the water and the victims.
Ocean conditions at La Jolla depend on the weather, especially the wind. La Jolla Cove, I think, is particularly sensitive to low height, long period South Pacific swell, and that the waves may not become ever gigantic, but the grouping is very pronounced.
During any ocean swell, the waves come to the shore in sets, but no one can predict when the big ones will roll in.
We've got the dropping tide with the swell with the right direction. So this area over here, the Boulder field, which we know we're supposed to stay out of, that's where all the energy focuses.
Conditions are getting worse. With a crowded beach and an unpredictable ocean, lifeguards take action.
Attention swimmers, we do have some strong rip currents and large surf. If you do not have fins and are a strong ocean swimmer, please remain very close to shore at all times. Thank you.
People are just here to have fun and get their tan on and enjoy. And we like it like that. But the ocean keeps moving. The set is coming, the water's coming off the beach, the rip is sucking, and we've got a lot of people in the water and limited guards.
Just as lifeguards are warning the last of the swimmers, a violent set of waves begins to roll in.
2 guards in currently on 2 rescues and a lot of potential.
Lifeguards need backup. Jet 3 is dispatched from La Jolla shores.
Copy, Jet 3 en route.
4-year veteran Zach Long is one of the guards in the water.
We were making some rescues on the inside after a set that started pushing everybody into the Boulder field. They were both pretty calm. We told them to take hold of our buoys. They weren't panicking or anything. They were just in a really bad spot.
Guys, let's go! Get out!
With the help of lifeguards, exhausted swimmers fight their way to shore as even more guards enter the water to rescue others in distress. The relentless surf is pushing victims closer and closer to the dangerous boulder fields.
A 6-foot wave, it has a lot of energy. And the dynamics of that is that people they think that they're okay, and by the second and third wave, they're pushed over into the rocks over here, which is the worst place you want to be.
I was out swimming and like 3 giant waves that took me under, and I was definitely like, I'm gonna drown right now. Then the lifeguard saved me and handed me a buoy.
Jet 3 arrives at the Cove to bring victims to shore.
Lifeguard dispatch, we have 3 guards hooked up with maybe 4 or 5 rescues.
The beach is chaotic. At this point, 10 swimmers have been saved, and every guard in the water is busy rescuing multiple victims.
Jet 3 is in the hole, right off laser. 1 victim, 1 hookup.
Lifeguard John Kerr is radioing for backup when he spots yet another swimmer in distress.
Everyone had at least 2 victims. I ran out of guards. I'm the last man standing. So now I've got to go. It's clear to me that I've got to go, and now I abandon the station. So now I'm in.
Lifeguard dispatch, Cove on staff. Copy, Cove on staff.
Kerr races to the victim and helps him onto his board.
That was a extremely abnormal condition. We couldn't tell that set was coming until all of us were in the water taking 8 waves on the head.
The waves are getting bigger. Then, lifeguards notice 2 swimmers drifting dangerously close to the boulder field. Eric Guerrero and Zach Long were the first lifeguards to reach the victims.
When we got to them, they were about 5-10 yards away from some really dangerous rocks. The victim and I were both very concerned for our own well-being. So as soon as I got him on the can, I said, just don't let go. I put my head down and I swam as hard as I could, going under maybe 10 waves, consistently looking back to see if my partner was doing okay. And as I'm swimming out, I'm making it under waves. He's getting pulled back into the hole area, and it just became a very hazardous situation.
The wave surge is incredibly powerful. Even the seals struggle in the turbulent water.
With the conditions, it was a long swim. I probably swam him out about 100 yards, just out to sea, just to try and get away from the rocks. Once we were out on the outside, I was able to stabilize the victim on the rescue board, and the ski came by and picked up 1 victim while I held on, stabilized another victim, and then they took them into the beach.
Saw any water?
Basically, I'm a pretty seasoned person in terms of going to the ocean today, and usually the coast, usually about the calmest area, because that's mainly for novices, but not today. It shows you the power of nature.
With the waves dying down and all swimmers back on land, the exhausted guards return to a grateful beach.
National Lake Cove has reached him. We are clear at the Cove.
We had a super busy day today. A 4-wave set, 4-wave set, a 16-wave set. So trouble. Everyone in that event had at least 2 victims. But our whole business is keeping you safe. That's why we do the job, is to help people.
Located in the heart of San Diego, Mission Bay is a prominent feature on the Southern California coastline. Covering over 4,000 acres, the bay is the largest man-made aquatic park in America. Today, triple-digit temperatures inland have brought boaters and jet skiers en masse to Mission Bay.
A friend of mine and his wife, we decided to take his boat out and just kind of cruise the bay for a while. It was just getting kind of crowded, so we were just going to go and head on home. Heading home, going south in the water. I'm sitting on the front passenger side of the boat, my friend's driving, and I look out of the corner of my eye, I see something in the water. I look over, I see a jet skier. It kind of looked like they're going to cross our path, and I realized that it wasn't going to cross the path, we were going to run into each other. Before I could say anything, the jet skier hit our boat.
In this exclusive footage, we see the collision. The PWC on the right of the screen is traveling west as it collides with an 18-foot passenger boat. Luckily for the victim, lifeguard Mike Manley is only 20 yards away, when he witnesses the accident.
I was on patrol in lifeguard vessel Guardian 1. I just see a PWC and a vessel collide. The operator of the PWC was in the water. He was conscious, in a lot of pain.
Guardian 1 on scene, Fiesta Bay, PWC collision. I need medics to Ski Beach dock and other units. It's gonna be a C-spine in the water.
Lifeguard Steve Orlowski pulls up on his rescue boat within 2 minutes.
I'm on scene. We got one guard with the victim. He's oriented times 4. He's got a broken arm, broken leg. We're gonna take C-spine in the water.
Officer Manley was in the water. About 30 feet away from the hull of an overturned PWC was a gentleman screaming, "What just happened? What just happened? His leg hurt, don't touch me, leave me alone." We had a lot of wave motion and turbulence in the water. Saw a lot of pink in the water. I, at that time, decided, for airway precautions, C-spine precautions, we're gonna be kind of pushed away. We need to get that guy onto a boat.
He just reached over the gunnel on his vessel, handed me the backboard. He seemed to be in shock. He was kind of worried about a lot of other extraneous things other than exactly what just happened.
Together, Manley and Orlowski get the victim into Rescue West and begin first aid.
And on his right knee, there was a pretty significant abrasion. He was saying that he couldn't move his knee. And then I saw on his right arm, close to the elbow, his forearm to the bone, kind of filleted open.
So we wrapped it and stopped the bleeding as quickly as possible. There was a lot of blood. So we cleaned that up and wrapped it up, realizing that there was some leg damage on his right leg.
The victim has experienced major trauma. Manley and Orlowski are concerned about internal injuries. The lifeguard fireboat arrives and escorts Rescue West to the dock at Ski Beach.
It's all open there. This is just wide open. Okay. How's your thigh? Is it your knee?
No, it's just my knee.
Okay.
Yeah, so your toes. Negative toes.
The victim is alive, but in shock. And it's unknown if he has any internal injuries.
Can run you up to the hospital. Get checked out.
I don't want to go to the hospital, man.
You got it, man. You got it. Pretty significant injury.
Yep. Because it happened in front of us, we were right there. So we cut a lot of time off that golden hour.
You guys probably got blood on you.
You have an hour to respond and get that patient to ultimate care of the trauma surgeon.
Come on, watch your feet. Watch my feet.
Yeah.
All right, partner. Let's go to that door.
It's 3 months before Memorial Day, and the Pacific Ocean is less than inviting. The swells that roll in this time of year are generated 1,000 miles to the north, off the icy Alaskan coastline. On the beach, a cold wind is blowing from the south. So why are all these people headed toward the ocean?
Okay, folks, you want to listen up.
All across the Southland, eager young men and women have come to compete for the summer job of a lifetime. They want to be lifeguards.
This beach is one of the toughest beaches to lifeguard in all of the United States.
79 candidates arrive in Huntington Beach to compete in a series of endurance tests. Less than 20 will make the cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, good luck. This is one of the best jobs there is in the world.
Okay, Hamburg here gets number 91.
For 6 years, I've wanted to be a lifeguard. It's really important because if I get this job, I'm gonna be like, oh, I was a lifeguard. I dealt with emergency situations and I was able to save lives. It's actually not that bad. It's like 59, so better than last year's.
Stay in position, do not move, please.
The first elimination event is a 1,000-yard swim out and around the pier.
The water is below 60 degrees today, and on their way out, they will be shocked by the cold water. And then once they get hit by a wave or two, a lot of people will turn around and come back in. That's where we separate the people that overestimate their ability from the ones who have the ability.
I do long distance in high school for swimming, so it's kind of like what I do.
I'm feeling pretty good about this year and hoping that I can make the cut through training to get hired for the summer.
I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Going through junior guards, this has always been my goal in the end, so I'm pretty excited.
You're rounding the piling, not the paddler. You got to go around the piling. He's just marking the piling that I want you to go around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are in the hands of the starter.
Right away, lifeguards begin pulling competitors from the water. The currents and frigid temperatures proved to be too much for some of them.
I was like about halfway. Started too fast early and then I just got way too tired.
We've had people with back spasms who could not finish. We've had people with leg cramps, which is unfortunate, but you know, that's part of lifeguarding. It's not just one rescue and you're done. You're there all day long.
Lifeguard hopeful Tony Morelli is the first one to finish.
I was really happy that I came in first.
Every second in every race will determine who will make the final list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're now down to 58.
Applicants are given 10 minutes to catch their breath, while lifeguards attend to the wounded.
He just brushed up against one of the pilings in competition, and he had a slight laceration on his tricep and also another few lacerations on his leg. So we cleaned the wound, we stopped the bleeding, and he's back in action, ready to go. He's gonna try and get this job.
The final event of the day is a 1,000-yard run, combined with a 500-yard swim.
All right, you know, walk it in now. Keep in line, stay in line.
Of the 79 applicants who started this morning, 22 have dropped out. The other 57 are fighting for 19 slots.
When I saw my name, like, I wanted to do a little dance, but like it didn't. It just felt good.
For the others, there's always next summer. It's Memorial Day weekend in Huntington Beach, and the rookies have been training for 6 weeks. Today will be the first day on the beach for many, and it won't be easy. 2 storms in the Pacific have created a heavy south swell that's causing larger than normal waves.
It's really hot inland. You can almost feel the high pressure system out here too. We're expecting it to be warm on the sand again, probably in the 80s again. And of course we have a good sized swell happening, so there's a lot of activity in the water, and with the amount of people we have for a holiday weekend, we're probably expecting to have a pretty busy day.
Huntington Beach has remarkably good conditions sometimes with south swell, waves coming from the South Pacific. And there's 2 reasons. One is there's no islands in the way. The second reason is there is a canyon, an underwater canyon near Huntington Beach, and it alters the waves as they approach Huntington Beach. And in fact, it twists and turns them and makes big waves even bigger.
Today, Marine Safety Officer Tony Villalobos is keeping an eye on the beach and the rookies.
Today we have 4 rookies working. We've trained the rookies to be able to identify victims and identify hazards. And obviously, if we have a victim and a hazard together, that's gonna probably most likely be a response.
Directly north of the pier is rookie lifeguard Sydney Estrella, the only female guard to make this year's cut.
The big deal about today is today's my first day working. I've been practicing since I was little, doing junior guards, and now like it's the real thing. And so it's kind of special.
The rip currents are at their peak when Sydney spots a swimmer being pulled offshore.
I wanted to become a lifeguard because I wanted to go into like the medical industry, I guess you can say, and like become a doctor, a paramedic. So this is like a great job to like start off and get that experience.
Sydney's first rescue is in the books. Meanwhile, at Tower 3, lifeguard rookie Tony Morelli starts his dream job.
When I was younger, I'd come down to the beach. I mean, I'd see the lifeguards and how like fulfilling it is to like actually go out and save somebody from drowning. It's just an amazing feeling. I mean, I wouldn't trade this job for anything else.
It's 11:30 a.m. and a fisherman has just fallen off the end of the pier. The 3-story drop, 63-degree water, and rough sea spell trouble. Tony Morelli leaps into action.
My first instinct was like to see if he was okay. It was just a sprint out there, and just like the adrenaline's going, and he was on the pilings, just climbing up those barnacles. They're sharp. He was just in a bad situation.
Marine Safety Officer Tony Villalobos calls for a rescue boat as he races to the scene.
This is a fisherman who grabbed the pylon. Fish scraped up.
5240 responding. Obviously with the big surf, this person's probably going to be inexperienced, and we're worried about them obviously getting swept in the pier.
Lifeguard rookie Tony Morelli has reached the victim. He finds a bloody 35-year-old man clinging to the pier for his life.
A bunch of people were like yelling. I tried to get him away from the pier. I just tried to like take him as far in as I could before the outside breaks.
The boat's backed in. They're going to go ahead and pick them both up because it's going to be just too unsafe to bring them into this zone through here. So you can see them right now in the back of the boat. Boat's picked them up. Boat's now going to make a quick maneuver to get over this wave.
You see that? That was a big wave.
The lifeguard boat team must get in and out fast. If the teamwork between Morelli and the deckhand is not precise, the boat may get hit by the next set of waves.
Hurry up, let's go.
I paddled a little bit out to the boat. The deckhand on the boat just grabbed his arm and threw him on the boat and got out as fast as he could because there's a wave about to break right there.
We're going to go ahead and take him down to Tower 7 and deckhand will fill him in if you can take 7 that area.
10-4 Wool, 10-4-9 the area, Tower 7.
The boat transports the victim to Tower 7, where he can be escorted to shore away from the crashing waves.
So our deckhand's going to jump off with the victim. You can see him getting the victim in. Boat operator's going to try to back in as much as he can. And the idea is that our shotgun guard and the deckhand sort of meet somewhere halfway. He needs to be very careful with the large surf here, so that was good timing. We tried to time it to bring him in the safest route possible.
With the victim safe on the beach, Villalobos can now assess the man's injuries.
I see a couple of abrasions here and there. We're going to go ahead and just clean you up really, really quickly. I'm going to put you on the back of my car so I can take a look at your knee. So make sure you clean your wounds and stuff when you get home, okay?
Okay, Roger.
Thank you, guys. We just had probably our biggest swell of the year.
The guards did a good job of keeping everybody inside, and that's what we've trained them to do.